Hey guys, it's Will and Wade from the Paranormal World and BPIRS Paranormal on YouTube. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk to you guys a little bit about how we got started into the paranormal field. Because we get asked all the time on the Paranormal World. So why don't you go ahead and start talking about it?
Well, I got into it back when I was a kid. I guess you'd say. Probably about 10 years old, 9 years old. I was told you can talk to spirits and that ghosts were real. My grandmother, as everybody knows, was very spiritual. My mom has always told me that ghosts exist. Don't be afraid of them. Talk to them. Talk to them. When I was a kid, but as I grew up and got towards 10 years old, I guess you'd say around middle school, around that age where you're getting into middle school and stuff, I learned you can actually talk to the ghosts, find them, people taking pictures of them. So I started reading everything I could get my hands on, paranormal, from aliens to ghosts to science behind everything, physics, and all this kind of stuff. It evolved into, when I got into high school, I was in a group that, I guess you'd call it a cult now.
In a cult?
Yeah, or cult, or whatever you want to call this stuff. Where they believe they could speak to ghosts and summon these things, witchcraft and all this kind of... I never did the witchcraft or nothing, but that was kind of a consult. Well, go look up this for me, Wade, and let me know at lunch what you think and stuff. And high school for me was a total disaster. Still to this day I haven't used what I learned. But so it went on and progressed into when I got out. I thought many times of opening up a paranormal group, but you can watch our other video we made on my thoughts of just going out there and doing stuff. And it progressed into 2003 where I and Will were sitting there and we just said, why don't we do this? Take it seriously and do it. About a year and a half later, we had a case that made us so we jumped head-started into something else. And back in 2006, we started getting into radio and some media, some public broadcasting.
Our first case was actually June of 2004.
Yeah.
Early June, yeah.
And so... now recently we just started getting up on the internet in 2010 and doing stuff. Everybody knows the story that, the radio that we really wanted to get on, the area we live in, they didn't like it, the economics downtown.
Well, actually, we started the show before 2010, but we weren't on Blog TV.
No.
We were on Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, and then before that we did a little bit of stuff that we wanted to do on radio, but they tore down the building. The public access network around here is not the best. So we went fully online on Blog Talk Radio, and they had to pay. We have to pay for that now.
Yeah, well, it wasn't very good then.
Well,
it had a bunch of problems.
It was enough where we had about 100 people maybe a week.
And we decided to get in. We decided to get into Blog Talk or Blog Talk.
Yeah,
Blog TV,
yeah.
sorry.
Well, no, Blog Talk we tried first.
Yeah, that's what we first tried. But then
and that just got shut down along with Justin TV.
Then we decided to get into Blog TV.
Yeah, and it's really inspired. We also thought of doing Ustream, but if anybody knows anything about Ustream, let us know.
I remember our first show on Blog TV, we had like, I think 2 or 3 viewers. And in the last 3 weeks, we had...
And they're still there. Well, one passed away, but...
Yeah, unfortunately.
He's still there with us. We still say hi to him every time we go up.
Yeah, and in the last 3 weeks, we've had 2,700 viewers.
Yeah. So how many new ears and eyes come to our show? Listeners, we have people who do our archives.
There's no way to really tell that.
Yeah.
Even if you're on television and you're doing a show, there's no way to say, okay, Ghost Hunters doesn't say, okay, we've had 3,000 new people watch us this week. They don't know that.
Well, that's what I was getting
at.
If we look at, like last week, we had 512 people when we were featured. This last Monday, it's later in the week now.
Wait, what number?
512 people. When I looked at the screen, now you keep more track of this stuff.
Yeah.
I look at it when I'm talking.
Because when you're featured, there's continuously people going off the site. And
I look down,
coming on
I see that
site.
we're featured. It says 512, 514, and it goes up and down.
Yeah.
So we mysteriously have a pro account now. I think an alien might have from another planet. Nobody's come forward yet.
A big thank you to whoever
did this.
Whoever bought us the pro
And
account.
I checked with Blog TV, and they said no, we didn't do it. So, but we're pros. So
from
now we
2004, well, we started reading up in 2003 about the paranormal. In 2004, we started the
we
ghost
both
hunting
knew
group.
before that.
Yeah, we started doing the ghost hunting group. In 2000, I'd say around 2009, we started doing Blog Talk Radio. 2010, Blog TV. We've now got a BPIRS YouTube channel that we've got almost 50 subscribers on that already. So I don't know. I never expected that we'd actually get this far doing this, but we have.
See, when Will says we would have looked up, what I mean is we actually went to the library. And we focused on the business aspect of going into someone's house, what we need to do for this. Now, if you talk about knowledge, like I said, back probably when I was 9 or 10 years old, I started studying. And
look at all the geese. They're in the shade.
Yeah, there's geese in front of us right now.
Yeah, they're in the shade. It's hot out here.
Yeah, it's about 81 degrees right now. So.
Yeah.
So when we got into this, it's not like we went to the library in a year and a half, read every single thing we could. I already knew a lot of stuff.
A lot of research.
We researched stuff like what bugs look like on a camera.
Sunspots.
What happens if you have electrical magnetic energy in the room? It can mess with your digital camera and make fog into the digital camera. We have now a lot of you are going to post down there on YouTube and say, wow, this and that about what I just said.
It's a couple black rooms.
However, we researched this. Now, I'm talking about going into manuals at the library for digital cameras and looking at what people said were bad about it or what the effects could happen. What happens if it gets too cold in the room? How much of a temperature rating does a room fluctuate? For instance, if you have a 71-degree room, and the temperature is now 41 degrees on your infrared thermometer, well, that's a ghost, No. It could be because a window's opening, or a fan's on, or air conditioning duct system just happened. And a lot of these heating things, some of them in businesses they have a lot of times, the air will be removed and the cold air will be in there. And we never knew that when we walked into this kind of field. I mean, I knew the science behind the stuff, but to actually go in a room and have a temperature drop and realize there's nothing in the room, it's because of these new air conditioning systems. And a lot of places, just so you know, as of 2010, at least in New York State now, a lot of people could be around the world watching this. So in New York State, they have to bleed systems now where, they could be bleeding at night while you're walking around in a place and you'd never know it.
No, by bleeding, explain to them what they mean.
That means you take the cold out of there, you replace the antifreeze, kind of like a computer, you reset everything.
Yeah. Well, I know, I just wanted to make sure everybody at home knows.
A lot of stuff now with these computers and stuff, if they reset and all the computers go off, and then they go on in another, 2 minutes or so. We had one case where we went in there and that happened, and I'm standing in the room and everything goes off and everything comes back on. And it dawns on me it's a computer reset.
Yeah.
Now, if I didn't know what it was, I would have thought that a ghost has sucked out of the energy out of everything in that room.
So, why don't we talk, another question we get a lot is, what are some of the scariest investigations you've been on? What are the strangest investigations you've ever been on?
First of all, what do you mean by scary? You're talking to somebody.
I'm going to start with the strangest. Because we've probably told you guys this story before, but we had an investigation where we got to the home of the gentleman we were going to do the investigation for, and he wanted us to check on the alligators in his bedroom and his bathroom, besides the ghost. But you know what was funny is we got a really good piece of evidence there.
Yeah, well, that's not the strangest. The strangest is standing in the middle of nowhere and seeing something walk across the grass.
I meant
and not
strange
know if
as
it
in
was
silly.
man. Oh, Sandy
Silly strange, yeah.
Silliest was that guy that the guy calls up and says, I want you to do an investigation. So we talked to him on the phone and we asked him why. He said something about a murder in the place, and we said, oh no, we're not allowed to bring our equipment in, we're not allowed to film there, I don't want any noise at night while I'm sleeping. That was probably the silliest, stupidest one I've ever seen.
It's kind of like, then what would be the purpose of us coming in? Well, I guess there wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Then why did you call us?
And then he calls back wondering if the ghost could hurt him. And he would like to know what to do. I said, well, we have to go there.
But
well, no, I don't want anybody there.
You've got to admit, the guy said, while you're here, can you check to see if there's alligators in my house?
Yeah.
That was kind of out there.
And we got that on video one of these days. We should put it up. Maybe we do. Another thing is that people like to ask repeatedly is how you get in this business. Well, you do exactly what we did in the order you did it in. You study, you buy equipment, you go on a case.
Yeah, and first of all, you got to have an interest. Oh, the geese are honking. You've got to have an interest in this, and if you're watching this video and you're on our channel, you watch our show, then you obviously have some type of an interest in it.
If you're just browsing, get an interest. We'll be glad to train somebody for free. We don't mind.
Yeah, we've trained, I don't know, 4 or 5 different groups. They're not all from here. I mean, some of them are from a couple hours away, and, you know.
And that's really good. Just to mention this real quick.
We had a group from about an hour away come in and wanted to get trained.
Yeah. And just to mention this, it's really nice to see people come and say, hey, I would like official training, and I'd like to do this right. And I'd like to do it in a way that I, myself, can progress in this field.
You've got to want to learn all the different parts of the equipment. You've got to want to learn how to do everything. Because everyone does multiple jobs when we go out on investigations. A meeting tonight for BPIRS.
Well, that's really good. These people are going to watch this a week from now. What do they care about the meeting?
Well, we do have a meeting tonight, and we have several people coming, and we're going to have a training set up probably for next week to train some new people. So it'll be like 5 or 6 groups now that we've.
And a lot of
people. But these people are going to be joining us. They're going to be new members to our group.
Yeah. And a lot of people sit there and say, I want to become a group, I want to be on TV. Listen, I haven't wanted to be on TV since I started this. I've started this to help you, the person that doesn't understand what's going on. And that's all it is. People are not afraid of their house because they hear noises. They're afraid because they don't understand.
If you get into this because you want to have the hopes and dreams of becoming famous, that's fine. That's fine. If that's your dream, no one can take that away from you. But don't expect it to happen.
And I'm going to say right now, we never expected our radio show or our television program or our broadcasts that we do. Even this YouTube, we never expected to be what we are.
No.
We do it every week because we want to sit down, we want to have fun, inform people, talk about what we do, and that's it. I'm not here for it. Now, if somebody says, well, I want to do this or that, or our magazine that we're putting out, somebody says, well, I want to put an article in there, I want to help you with it, like Blog TV, somebody gave us a pro account, that's fine. But I'm still going to sit there in front of the microphone every Monday. I'm going to still sit in front of the camera every Wednesday. I'm going to still every Friday go and do some research at the library, no matter if I'm there or not.
A butterfly. Weren't you collecting butterflies at one point to do, what's that called? Where you put the butterflies in the case?
Entomologist, something.
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah,
you
well,
started
you know, a lot of these butterflies are endangered in New York, like the monarch butterfly. So I can't add to my collection, but I had all 4 species.
You actually caught one and sold it to a museum.
Yes, I did. When I was in high school, I was an avid collector. I like to collect bugs,
Did
stuff
you end
in
up
it.
selling that butterfly for?
We sold it for $700 something.
Yeah, I know. It was
well, it was a collection. I had a few of them, but the one butterfly, he goes, I want $400 for that. So I did it for $400, and the rest of them I sold too.
It's funny. Oh, there go the geese.
Yeah.
They're all getting in the water. I guess they're too hot.
I wouldn't go in there. Just upstream where it was flooded, they had gasoline run down our river.
Yeah.
Up where Will lives, we had a hazmat crew during the flooding and tested the waters and everything else. And they had to test the waters for all the chemicals that were in the waters.
Keep it up, Mikey.
I like how the guy just stared at us. What the hell?
Well, we're filming. They usually don't get to see that, so.
Well, he could have come behind us and waved at everybody.
Yeah.
And another thing you want to know, when you get into this field, it's not always going to be running around getting the best pictures of ghosts. And I belong to about 5 different groups online.
You know, we have gone into a few investigations where we've just got absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Just nothing.
I belong to 5 different groups online. Hello, everybody. You know who you are. And there's different topics. I'm a consultant for some of them, but the fact of it is different people.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, different people have different things, and you gotta come into this thing wanting to learn more. You can't come in here with an attitude.
Oh, phone call.
Of an attitude of.
Who is it?
I don't know. It was Gary or something.
Oh.
With an attitude of, I know this, I want to do this, this is great. You got to come in with the attitude of, I know nothing and I want to learn or add to what I already know. And that's how I look at it. You know, I sit there and listen. If I know something, well, I already knew that, but I learned.
Your hopes and dreams for the paranormal field in the future, in regards to us. I mean, I know I have my hopes and dreams. I'm going to be shooting a documentary, hopefully, on UFO sightings. Maybe cryptozoology. I'm not sure yet, but I do have a film background. I've been wanting to do this for a while, so I think it's time for it to happen. I don't know what you want to do in the future.
Well, my one dream is someday for science and the world to say, yes, this exists. Let's pursue it more, but they have no honest to God to the book science. It's been made by us, me and Will, and everyone who's watching, and every investigator out there has made this science what it is. I want someday for science to know it exists, and we can pursue it in a honest to God science type world, instead of just independently going out there and hoping for the best right now is what this field is.
Yeah, and as far as we go, our show and everything, you know, I'd like to make it much, much bigger. I'd like to take it, see how far we can go with this, a website and stuff. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching, and please feel free to share this video. Please, you know, thumbs up. I actually, thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you guys next time. Happy ghost hunting.